Hello, as you know, me and Matt enjoy a beer when we sit down to watch the films for Fighting on Film, and we know many of you do as well. And we're pleased to be partnered up with Double Diamond, courtesy of Allsop's Brewery.
Yes, so if you want to win some delicious double diamonds, simply follow us over on Instagram. Follow Double Diamond Beer and Fighting on Film to be entered into the draw. And remember, Double Diamond works wonders. So drink one today.
Oh, yes, do drink those double diamonds. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Now, this week, we cover the sequel to 2022's Sisu, the Finnish Rambo question mark. Me and Matt went and saw this in the cinemas, didn't we?
We did separately and on two separate days. I think this is the most anticipated sequel of the year. It's not Avatar 3, it's not Wicked 2. It's
No.
Sisu Road to Revenge. That's
Yeah.
what we've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, late night showing. I went and saw this. It started at 5 to 11.
Damn.
And yeah. And I swear to God, it's purely because every screen was taken up with Wicked 2 screenings all
Yeah.
day.
Mine was one showing at like 10 to
Yeah.
10. Yeah.
I
Mm.
I I just don't understand it. I mean, I can understand the allure of Wicked, and I'm sure Wicked will get replaced like for like with Avatar 3 because what did that make? What did Avatar 2 make? Like 2.5 bill at the
Two
box
billion
office?
quid. Yeah.
I still haven't met anyone that's seen it or know anyone that's ever seen an Avatar film. I mean, I firmly believe they don't exist.
I firmly have a theory that that movie is like studio level book cooking that we've never ever
I
encountered
I think
before.
people buy tickets, they go in, they see it, they walk out, and then that's it. They never talk about it
It
again.
is.
I mean, and technically, it's potable.
I mean, they're
It's
war
a
films.
it's
They're war
it's an
films.
insurgency movie, isn't it? Yeah.
We'll never do them. Maybe sci-fi month.
I tell you what, give it another year. Let him well, two couple of years. Let him finish out the five films he's got planned, and Avatar month will be amazing.
No one asked for that. No,
No, I
no
know.
one asked for a Wicked 2.
No,
It's just a say.
no
It's
one's
just a.
asking for Avatar month on Fighting on Film either, but it might happen. Who knows?
Let's get on to the absolute rip roaring sequel that is Sisu 2. So a little hypnosis for everybody. Did I say it right, Matt?
No, but carry on.
I refuse to say it right. I don't know if anyone's noticed. I refuse to say it
I
right.
swear to God, you've done it that long now. I think everyone just
He's
expects
done it
it.
again. This is what he does. So, Korpi dismantles the house where his family was murdered. He soon finds himself in a violent cross-country chase as the Red Army commander who killed his family comes back to finish the job.
I mean, I tell you what, I would want to move my family house out of Russia as well.
Yeah. The plot is so simplistic. It makes everything else work. Like, there's nothing else at stake here. There's no arcs, really. There's one arc. Spoiler klaxon. But it's just so simplistic. And I love movies like this. I just love being able to sit down, disengage the old brain, and go, right, yeah. Corpy's getting his house back to Finland. Let's see
Of
how it
course
goes.
he is.
Yeah.
He got all that gold, and now
Yeah.
he's going to go and
Which
get the
they don't
house.
mention again. The
Never
gold's not
mentioned
brought
again.
up. No. I feel like maybe it got seized by the Finnish government,
I mean,
perhaps.
that is quite possibly true. Yeah, yeah. I actually didn't manage to rewatch the first one before seeing this one actually.
I watched a few of my favourite scenes from the
That was
first
what
just
I
to
planned to
give me
do.
a
I planned to
flavour.
to
Yeah.
watch the first one and then go into the second one. But I had such a busy day when I was stacking up for going yesterday.
Oh yeah. Well, I nearly choked on a samosa, didn't I? Before I
You
nearly
did, you nearly
died.
died.
Before I went to
Yeah.
see, I was actually. I didn't tell you on the voice note. I sent Matt this mad voice note, but like, I nearly choked on a samosa, and he was like, "Excuse me." I started choking on says samosa, threw myself on the ground, and repeatedly punched myself in the neck until I like coughed up all the samosa.
Jesus,
It was quite bad. I
you
couldn't
didn't you
breathe.
didn't you didn't provide that
No, because I
background.
didn't. I wanted to save it for the show. I was going for gasps,
Oh,
Matt.
well, there you
You know.
go. Good. I think you got him.
Right. Enough bullshit. Cast.
Cast, yes. Joma Tomala plays Amati Korpi, Finnish Commando, the titular.
He's not called
Sisu.
Sisu. Just
He's
tell
not.
everyone he's not called Sisu.
He's not called Sisu, it's Sisu anyway. Respected Finnish actor with a rich theatre background and a long film career in Finnish cinema. Won the Jussi Award, the Finnish Oscar, in 1997, and then
Damn.
rose to real international prominence with Sisu in 2022. Next up, we've got Stephen Lang playing Igor Dragunov, who is the disgraced Soviet Red Army officer responsible for killing Korpi's family, who is pulled out of prison to finish the job and kill Korpi and prevent him from getting his home back to the homeland.
How dare you get your house back, Korpi? How dare you?
You'll recognise Lang from films like Gettysburg 1993, where he played Pickett, Tombstone, Gods and Generals 2003, where he played a completely different Confederate general, Stonewall Jackson. That's called range.
He's got range. Old Lang's got baddies. He's got baddie range. That's what he's got.
We Fight to Be Free 2006, which was a short film about the life of George Washington.
Oh.
Men Who Stare at Goats 2009. A prime role in the Avatar films. Since
the callback.
Which we've been discussing in depth.
He's a shit in that. He's my favourite part of that.
He was also in Jarhead 2 in 2014. Beyond Valkyrie, The Dawn of the Fourth Reich 2016. Not sure what that film's about. Hostiles 2017, the Christian Bale movie, which was very good. And the Rogue Warfare series as well, which is run a few years ago.
I didn't realise he was 73. He did like a day over fucking 50 in this.
No,
incredible.
They both. Jorma's 66.
I know. You wouldn't know it.
They're both, carrying it really well.
Some of the most chiseled men I've ever seen on screen. I must admit. Yeah. And I saw the Pillion trailer a few weeks ago. That's a deep cut for listeners there. Just go look up Pillion, folks. Get the measure of old Rob. Anyway.
Then rounding out the cast is Richard Brake playing a KGB officer who sends
Sorry, I
Korpi.
thought you were going to say Richard Burton. I was like, what? He's back.
You wish. Back from the grave. No one could have believed.
Someone would get their house back in Soviet-controlled Finland.
Speaking of which, tune in next week for a brilliant interview I conducted with Tony Earnshaw about the Wild Geese reissue and the film.
Yeah.
And everything that went into making it. It was a great chat with Tony. But back to Richard Brake, not Richard Burton. KGB officer who sends Dragunov out to kill Korpi. He's appeared in Cold Mountain, The Outpost 2008, Death of Stalin 2014, and Hammarskjöld, the biopic from 2023 about the first UN General Secretary who died in a suspicious plane crash, if you remember Siege of Janoville.
The one over the Congo.
Yeah. That's the one. That rounds our cast. There's lots of other people, but they all get shot within 2 seconds of seeing them.
It's such a slim cast. There's like 3 people of note. It's brilliant. I mean, did you find anything about the dog? Is the dog a famous actor? Famous doggy
The dog
actor?
is famous for also being in Sisu.
Okay, it's the Sisu doggy. Yeah.
It is, yeah. I didn't look, but he's great. I was pleased to see he returned,
Sis Pooch. I mean, he's getting work. Bless him.
How could he not?
Exactly.
Consummate professional dog.
Oh, yeah, massively so. Give him a hoofter. If you know what that is, for listeners, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Hoofter.
A fourth hoofter. Anyway, so on to production. So it's directed by Finnish director Jalmari Helander. He sort of got to fame with the movie Big Game, which had Samuel Jackson in. Obviously, Sisu, the first one. And he is slated to be directing the upcoming Rambo prequel, John Rambo, which is going to be interesting, seeing what John Rambo did in Vietnam. I think if you watch these 2 movies, I think you kind of know what we might be in for, in maybe a kind of less bombastic way, or maybe
hopefully
not.
Hopefully they tone it down a little bit, because
a tiny bit.
Wild,
yeah, it'd be great if it wasn't though. And the film's also written by him, and he's said to have taken inspiration for the plot of this one from renovating his apartment. Which is quite a cool little tidbit.
Did he take the apartment bit by bit from somewhere else?
Yeah,
and
must have done.
Get chased by
Sturmovich
planes
yeah.
and Stephen Lang.
Yeah.
and tanks and all sorts of
That's why
random.
Stephen Lang got a role. He was like chasing him.
Yeah.
I'll cast you, just leave me alone. Cinematography was by Mike Ormsma, another Finnish director and cinematographer. He's known he did the cinematography for The Unknown Soldier in 2017. I know Matt enjoyed watching that the other night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Big Game and Iron Sky, the 2011 kind of. It's not quite a spoof. It's not quite a pastiche. It's when the Nazis are on the moon. Have you seen that
Oh yeah,
one?
Dark Side of the Moon Nazis. That's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shot in the summer of 2024 in Estonia with a budget of $11 million, being one of the most expensive Finnish films ever made to date. And at the time of recording, it sits on 6 million at the box office, and it needs at least 22 to break even. I think the budget was about 4 or 5 million more than the first.
Well, if it
So we
doesn't
hope.
reach that, we know why. It's bloody Wicked 2's
Oh
fault.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And the Running Man sequel, which also deserves to make its money back, because apparently that's quite good as well.
I've heard middling things about that, but I haven't seen it, so I can't comment.
I'm waiting until it comes to streaming because it seems like a streaming movie that's been forced out into the theater to make some
Well,
money.
we're trying to make Glenn Powell a thing, aren't we? So
We are
that's what's
really
happening at the
trying.
moment.
He's in his we're making him something era.
Good
Anyway,
luck to
so
him.
it was released on the 21st of November in the US and the UK. It's probably still in a theatre near you as you listen, folks. So on to the retro review, which came out a shocking week ago. So it's retro,
Ancient.
ancient review. And it comes from The Guardian. And they said, punchy old school stunt work and inventive baddie splattering with a simple plot. Like his protagonist, Hallander holds on to the essential, torches the rest, and goes harder and faster for it.
Yep.
That's Sisu too, really. I mean, it might as well wrap the show up. So I did put out a little thing for One Web Reviews, and we had a
Has
couple.
anyone seen it? Oh, okay.
We had a couple. Chris Hughes goes, do a flip. More on that
Yeah.
later. Weezer Cat 22 says survived. Shasta Itch 22 goes epic.
Nice.
So into Sisu 2 Alley Tally.
It's time for Alley Tally on Fighting on Film.
It was more of the same anachronistic kit, but looks like it
Yeah,
works.
it does.
I like that. I like it because there's lots of anachronistic stuff. Like some of the vehicles are a little bit later
It's
than
pulpy. It's
46.
pulpy. Yeah.
But again, it is that pulpy neo spaghetti
Western.
western feel. It works. It works, and
Yeah.
it helps that the whole film's just really nice looking. It just looks good.
Really lovely. Lovely lit, really well shot.
The
Like,
grading
always
on it's really
moving.
good as well.
Yeah. It really is it's a real sort of love letter to post and editing, this one. I really do think that. Yeah, I mean there's a T-55 tank in there, which, we're in post Cold War, it's not that bad. And how it's used is incredible, so I don't care.
Let me just read you what I have in my notes verbatim.
Go there.
Lol, fuck off, tank flip is what I
Matt
wrote
sent
in
me
the
that while he
cinema
was
on my
watching it.
phone.
Yeah. I just wrote down. I think I'd wrote by that point.
And I was like, well, surely he could just go through sandbags. It's a tank.
yeah, nah.
None of that
He
needed
ain't
to
gonna do
happen
that.
in that
He ain't
sequence.
gonna do that. He ain't
That for
gonna
me,
do that.
that for me was the weakest sequence in the film.
Oh really?
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
that was just a bit too much. It didn't need it, and it kind of undermined the film a little bit. But I'll talk about that later on.
Okay, interesting. I got my thoughts on that as well. I actually think. No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to let you say why
Yeah,
you think that
yes,
degraded it,
yeah.
and then I'll hit you with my rebuttal.
Okay.
Yeah, T-55 tanks. You've got your sort of bog standard Russian infantry in their sort of like smock kind of jacket thing. I forget what they're called. Is it
No
a
belt kit,
pole?
just Mosins.
Yeah, you've got Stephen Lang in a sort of Telegrika kind of padded jacket. Yeah, it's all kind of normal fare. Mosins, as an M1A1 Thompson in there, like blinking.
Yeah,
You
like a
miss it.
Lend-Lease Thompson, which is kind of cool.
Lend-Lease. Yeah, I
There's a
kind of
nice
like that.
SVT 40 at the
Oh, at
beginning,
the
isn't there?
start. Yeah. and he sort of gestures to the guy to like load the mag in the van.
Yes,
and he's
yeah,
like
makes
bugging around.
a dazed Russian load the magazine for him.
Yeah, it's quite good. Yeah,
which I was pretty good. He has a Webley Mark 6 at one point that he fires at one of the motorcyclists.
Yeah,
who's in like one of the Telegrika like jackets with armor and then like a welding mask helmet on.
It's really cool.
Really cool. Yeah, very
really
Mad Max.
Yeah, Mad Max, kind of like Hell's Angels, like, if anyone knows that film.
Sawn off shotguns. And,
yeah. It's just cool. Like, I like to think this dude, this Dragunov guy, just knows people like who are going to come and help him.
Pilot that parachutes down in front of him has a TT-33, and I think Dragunov has one at the end.
Yeah.
The dual-wielded PPSHs was
very
nice.
Cool. Very
Talk about
cool.
that later on. There's a DP-27 light machine gun at the roadblock.
Your pan mag, it's nice. There's just enough. I think this film is less gun heavy than the first. Actually, I think there's a lot more kind of I don't know how to describe it, like spatial, environmental things going on here, rather than people shooting at each other. Yeah, leg knife.
I mean, like the knife he pulls out of his leg.
Yeah, he just shoves a knife in his leg, so he's got it later. And I was like, Sisu, you're a mad lad. He's a mad lad, isn't he?
No.
Absolute mad lad.
Sadist is what he is.
He's a really little kinky boy at the start of this movie. Me and Matt were woo.
The rolling through the glass was like, you don't need to do that.
Step over it, Korpi. Yeah. You don't have to step through the glass.
Finnish border guard at the very end does have a Suomi.
He did. He did. I really like that. They were in their right fatigues as well. I was like, that's nice. I wondered if at one point, this is still Ali Tally relevant, I wonder if at one point if Korpi was going to like accidentally start like a little border conflict and like just like bring the Finnish army up to help him. Because when the dog runs off after the T-55,
I thought he was going to come back.
I thought he was going to bring some lads with him.
Yeah.
They go, oh, that's Korpi's dog. And like all his mates were going to be like, oh, we're here with our Sumis, going to get involved. But it didn't go down that route. And I'm kind of glad it didn't, because it would have muddled things.
Yeah.
Or I thought the dog was going to run to the gang of, like, the gang of girls that turn up and help him later on in Sisu 1. I thought they might have turned up again. But I'm kind of glad they didn't do it, because it doesn't need it.
No, I think it streamlined it. I think
it did.
It streamlined it really, really well down to the most bare bones plot.
I agree.
And then just crammed the most ostentatious, outrageous stunts they could possibly think of.
I like the fight that him and Lang have at the end with the spoons, and he's trying to stab him with a spoon.
Was very funny. Yeah, that was great.
And then Lang just being the absolute hardest baddie in the world, just stabbing Korpi with forks, and Korpi's just bodying it, not caring. And then he does what every villain should never do in a movie: make a really cool quip to the hero, saying like, "You call this revenge? I thought you'd have something better for me." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, I just seen a rocket 5 minutes ago." Like,
gotta mention the rocket, like the Russian really cool. V2 clone.
It's
like
really,
an R1
really
or something like that, isn't it? On a rocket sled.
It is so
Chekhov's
fun.
rocket, if you will.
It is Chekhov's rocket. It really is, actually. That whole train bit is glorious. Like, because it becomes a train film. And me and Matt listeners, we love a train movie. And it's just great. There's so much Ali in here, but I've got a thing. I think this is a bit more restrained than the first. It's a bit, because of the streamlined.
In some ways.
Something to it. Maybe more in final thoughts for that. So yeah, maybe we should move on to favourite scenes, Matt, if you're ready.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Al Murray, and you're listening to Fighting on Film, the world's #1 war film podcast.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The film's broken up into chapters, isn't it? So there's a chapter where it ramps successively in a very capable way. So the film obviously starts with him disassembling his house, puts it on a truck, and then he's intercepted by some Russian police, and we get this first sequence, which is like a little bit of a chase, and then we get a sequence where he's chased by aircraft, which is really beautifully done. The CGI on that has no business being
on that.
as cool as it was.
They're Sturmoviches, I think. going back to the Ali Tally. I think they're
Are they
bitches.
right? I'm not too up on
Which
Russian
is
planes of the
essentially
period.
a Russian sort of quasi Spitfire-y type bomber thing. Yeah,
Like a
it's like
Mosquito.
reverse engineered. No. It's more of like a fighter dive bomber type thing.
Right. Okay. Well, they're in it. Yeah. I don't think planes can go sideways that way for the length of time it did, but I don't think this film
It's Phil that give a shit about
is
that.
the time to debate that.
Does it look cool? Does it serve the plot?
did
Get
look
it
cool.
in there. Yeah.
It did look cool, and I really liked the aerial shots. The CGI was great. Just really cool section of the film, and
Solid.
I liked the bike bit as well, where he's chased by the bikes, and I thought that
Motor
part had
Mayhem, that chapter's
yeah,
called.
Motor Mayhem. I thought that chapter had a lot of nods to the Indiana Jones films. The practical chase work and
Yes.
the hanging off trucks and people getting thrown through windows and off things and crushed and all this kind of thing. Now, whereas Spielberg would have cut away from showing a man
Yes.
get run over,
Yeah.
they don't in Sisu 2. In Sisu
No.
2, they'll show a man, get driven over by a 4-ton truck. You know it's going to be this kind of movie when a grenade cooks off on a corpse and just blows up at the side of the frame. There's loads of bits like that. And to be honest, I think that's the thing with the film. It signposts what it is going to be. But yeah, the Motor Mayhem sequence is I think a nice homage to that practical stunt work of the 80s, and with the Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah.
And the end again is another classic train sequence, isn't it? And it has all
Brilliant.
the beats of I need to get from A to B on the train. I need to get through all the guards. And then it has that great climax with the rocket as well.
Yeah, really fun. Really fun. For me, I mean, we can't talk about that plane bit without how Korpi kind of dispatches one of the planes. He breaks, and the wood from his house goes to leans on the front
Makes
of
a ramp.
the van and makes a ramp, and the plane just bounces off it and explodes. And I was there for it. I was all there for it. I was like, yep, that's fine. That's fine. Korpi can do that. He can do what he wants. He's
Yeah.
immortal. He can do what he wants. It's
I
just
don't
cool
think
to
those
see it.
planes had ejection seats, though. I will say that.
Maybe not. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. Who knows? So for me, I got two bits I really loved. Flipping a tank. Never seen it done in a movie. Secondly, never seen a man blow fuel into an engine of a tank to make it have nitrous. I mean, incredible.
Yeah. No, he was huffing away on that, wasn't he?
Literally, yeah. Incredible scenes.
Again, he just had no conception of what a tank was capable of doing without doing any of that. That would have
Exactly.
gone straight through all that. All they had was a light machine gun.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have just driven forward.
Exactly, mate. They had two bombs. They
Could have
probably
used
would
the
never
coax.
hit you.
You know,
Exactly. I was kind of willing for him to get on an MG at one point, but he never does. That would have been fun. And I really liked the
dual wielding PPSHs was another
It's
highlight
cool.
for me, actually.
It's cool. Yeah. And I just like Korpi going through the train completely Billy Bollocks.
Yeah.
Trying to get through to Lang, because it's just, what's coming. Like, it's one of those movies where you can, if you're media savvy, if you've seen movies like this before, you know what's coming. But then with this, sometimes you don't, and that's why I kind of really like that, because I was like, okay, he's got to get through the train. One of them will wake up.
The tropes.
They do subvert the genre, yeah. One of them will wake up. Oh no, stab that one. Okay, the blood's dripping onto the other dude who's sleeping in the sort of the sleeping carriage, and he wakes up, and then he's got to deal with him, and it's just fun. I like movies like this. I like movies that are dumb fun sometimes, because I'll talk more about it in my final thoughts. But yeah, just those two sequences alone were worth the
curved
intro.
pipe diverting the
Curved pipe
bullets
bullet
into the guy
going
behind
through.
him.
Brilliant.
Yeah, great.
Really fun. It's like a cartoon. It's like watching a cartoon. Anything can happen in this. It's just fun. It's just fun. And then I also really liked the massive spoiler, but I liked at the end when he was finally rebuilding his house and these
Yeah.
men turn up with axes and shovels, and Korpi obviously he's got heavy PTSD because he's killed about 200 people trying to get his house back. He's been through shit none of us would ever do. You know, and he kind of turns around with his axe, and I'm thinking like, Korpi, mate, don't massacre these men. Like they're Finnish, like you. Like they ain't done nothing bad yet. And they just say to him, "We thought you might want some help." And he starts to cry, and they start making his house for him. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes,
It's like the
my
episode of The
man."
Simpsons where they rebuilt Ned's house, isn't it?
Yeah, but like much better. Yeah, just really cute. It's just really great. You get this lovely little picture of him all at the end with the house built. Fab. What a great ending.
Yeah. The director has said that he can't really see a way of them doing another, but I can understand that. I can see them doing a prequel.
A prequel would be really cool, or a like 80s one where you kind of have Korpi in a team of mercs, like NATO mercs or something. Like just go full mad.
100-year-old Sisu.
Yeah. Oh god, he would be old, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would.
Okay, maybe prequel then. Maybe prequel. Yeah. I just wanted to see Korpi in Switzerland with one of them weird machine guns going ham on a Soviet B&P column. It'd just been amazing. Brilliant. Just would be brilliant. Anyway, I think we should get into final thoughts, mate, don't you think?
I think so. Hello there. Sorry to interrupt. I wanted to let you know that you can now join our supporting cast over on Patreon. As thanks for your support, you'll be able to help us pick films, submit questions for guests, have first pick on brand new and exclusive merch, and much more. Thank you for your support. Now back to the show.
Unapologetically, balls to the wall, death-defying, neo-Western, post-Second World War II romp with a smattering of anti-Soviet sentiment. What more do you want? I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Finnish propaganda at its best.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant. It's just really fun. Like, I know, Matt, you might have some more misgivings than I did, but it's, as I said earlier, you think you know what's coming with this, and you think, oh, okay, now this will happen because it kind of has to. And it doesn't. Like, bro flips a tank. Korpi then ramps a plane. You know, like, he is immortal. He breaks himself out of his chains in the train and walks and, you know, fires a rocket at Stephen Lang. Like, I didn't think we'd get to there, but I'm really pleased that we did. It's the kind of movie that canon films would be making now if they were still going.
Yeah.
And the genre, for me, I read some sort of fan reviews online this week, and people were taking it way too seriously. Like, oh, well, the enemy, the baddies would have killed him earlier, and this physics don't work. And I'm like, no. People want to hold the war movie genre up as this like sort of sacrosanct genre you can't do anything with because the subject matter is war and we can't touch it. But not every war movie has to be serious. Not every crime movie serious. Not every murder movie serious. You know, you get the slasher genre. You've got the kind of farcical crime genre. Why can't the war movie genre have these kind of fun, outlandish, mad movies? Like, if Tarantino had made this, people would be calling it the best thing since sliced bread, right?
Yeah.
So my whole thing of this is the war movie can be a lot more than we want to maybe let it. And these movies remind us how fun that kind of B-movie VHS era was. And that's why I love it. I just think it's really fun.
I'm fully on board with it. I mean, my misgivings are that if they'd had some anti-tank guns and made
Matt, you're doing the thing I said that people shouldn't do.
Made what he was up against, you know, worth doing the tank flip for.
Okay.
I'm perfectly happy for him to do a tank flip over like 6 other tanks, or over a battery of anti-tank guns. Or there's a bunch of dudes with Panzerfaust or something. But it's just like 3 dudes, a sandbag, and a DP like machine gun. Like, there's no need for you to put a knife in your leg, under your flesh, blow gasoline out the sides of the thing, blow it up and flip it over, and then crawl out of it and go, oh, I probably shouldn't have flipped the tank over that, should I? That was a bit of a mistake. Oh, well, the dog's gone. See you later. You know.
I feel like he's doing it because he can. He's just had enough at that point.
I don't think he needs to. He's trying to get his house home. He's
He's
strapped the
showing off.
entire house to a tank. He doesn't need to do that. He's literally turned that T-54 or 55, whatever it was, into a bloody turtle tank.
Turtle tank. That was the funniest thing you sent me from the cinema.
80 years before he does it.
Turtle
And
tank.
then he just goes, oh, you know what, I'll just flip it. Why not?
It was fun.
It was fun. Yeah, and
yeah.
as I said, it does signpost it's that kind of film. Now, I picked up on the exact same thing that you were mentioning there. I do feel like it's a film that you have to be in the mood for, and you have to be prepared to accept the outlandishness and the extravaganza that they're making with this. If you go into it not knowing what it's going to be, if you go into it blind and you're like, oh, it's a war movie from Finland and it's a revenge pick.
If you think
cool.
you're getting the unknown soldier, you're not going to be in for a good time.
Yeah.
You know.
I think you have to be willing to go along for the ride with it. And I can see why people might dislike it, because they aren't ready mentally for the level of gore and over the top action that they're getting. But I would say that my final thought on it is, you have to admit that there are scenes and things in that film that you've never seen anywhere else before in film.
No, exactly.
And that is hard to do.
Yeah.
That's difficult. So
It's
you've got to
innovative.
respect that.
Massively so. Yeah. And I like the character of Korpi. I love the physicality of the actor. I like the fact he has zero dialogue.
I thought the sequence of him returning home and looking through the house and just that physical,
Really powerful.
emotional performance was really good. And I thought that gave the film a really necessary anchor.
Much more depth than it needed to have. And I'm like, Christ, it must have been through the mill. I would like to see a prequel of how
He killed 300 Russians. Killed 300 Russians and then fought the Nazis, and then he's had to fight the Russians again.
Exactly.
So give us a prequel of young Korpi killing the 300 Russians that gets mentioned in the other two films. That would be quite good. Just to see where the lore began,
Like have Korpi on a chatting to his grandson or something, or like some kids or something. Yeah. All the townsfolk in the 80s.
Yeah, there's one of the do it like the Indiana Jones Chronicles or the Young Indy, whatever it was, where it's like Harrison Ford sits down and says something, and then it's just the rest of the series.
When I went ham in the Winter War, of course you did. Yeah, exactly. It gave us a much better Max Manus Man at War, which kind of just disappointed me. Which that might upset some people. Whatever, it's my opinion. Film subjective. Get over it. Anyway, I really enjoyed this one. I think it's a perfect Friday night, Saturday night movie. Fun, well shot, well lit, just enough plot, and an extremely tight 90 minutes that rattled by.
Pacing was great on it.
Pacing was fab.
I actually said to you, I said to you like about an hour from the end, I was like, where's this going to go?
I know.
How have I got another 40 minutes of this?
Yeah.
And that wasn't me wanting it to be over. That was me being like, how are they going to ramp this to a climax and then bring it to a close?
And they could have happily let Lang get away and built him up for the next one. Yeah, but no. This is Sisu. The baddie does die, just dies in a better way than you wanted. It's like the movie gives you a lovely slice of cake and it goes, oh, let's put some ice cream on there. Oh, let's put some sprinkles. Have you had enough yet? Do you want another slice? Come on, you can fit some fucking more in you. Like, this is what the movie feels like to me. It's like getting all your cake and being able to really, really enjoy it. And if you like these kind of movies, and if you enjoy the kind of B-movie stuff we do on the show, I think it's for you. I think if you think the genre is too sacrosanct and too kind of above it for this, then I don't think you will. But if you're in the mood for this, it's great.
Yeah. And I would say you have to go in with a modicum of knowing what to expect for you to be mentally on board with the...
And possibly see the first. It's not that it won't make sense.
Yeah, you don't need to have seen it. There's enough exposition for you to explain who and what he is and why he's doing what he's doing. But yeah, I mean, a thoroughly enjoyable picture of its ilk, and I'm glad I went to see it.
I think, me too. I'm glad I saw it in the cinema, but it is the kind of movie as well that I think will do incredibly well on streaming when it comes out.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it'll get a second bite of the cherry. So that was Sisu 2. Me and Matt enjoyed it. Don't think you can say fairer than that. So we're on to this week's large question, which is, what's one war film you would just have to recommend to anyone who will listen? So Jay McUn says it's really hard to restrict myself to one film, but he goes Das Boot, Battle of Britain, the original Dunkirk, and The Cruel Sea, Ice Cold, and Alex. Paul Burns goes Crimson Tide. No guesses there, Paul. Fabulous. Cold War Conversations. Hello, Cold War Conversations. They say Hunt for Red October. Do come and join us for that one.
He does.
Cold
He
War,
does need
Cold
to
War
come on.
Conversations, please do. Jem de la Coup goes Saving Private Ryan. Brian Williams, it's Zulu. Andy Brown is always Kelly's Heroes. It's funny, sad, and surprisingly realistic. And then Ian Lambert also goes for Kelly's Heroes. It is an all-time classic, isn't it? It's a great one.
Yeah.
Craig goes 633 Squadron, the inspiration for one of the most famous scenes in cinematic history. I'm sure you're talking about the trench run in A New Hope there. Craig. Meme Strider
A little
goes
bit of that
Gun-
in Sisu too, you could argue.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
little
when
bit,
they're chasing
yeah.
him down the forest.
Meme Strider goes After Guns of Navarone. Tell Matt it's Force 10 from Navarone.
Is it balls? Is it balls? No way.
He
Take that
even
back.
he even put the meme of Pet going, he's going to kill me. Dr. Stephen Marutin goes Rogue One. Star Wars Rogue One. Wow.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Incredible. I like to think of what that movie could have been in the earlier edit when it was more war film heavy. That's what annoys me about that.
Yeah, yeah.
And we might not ever get to see that edit. It really annoys me. Tim Deal goes
God
Dunkirk
forbid they give us a
58.
war in Star Wars, eh?
I know, right?
God
I feel
forbid.
like we haven't had one.
I know.
Where's our Stormtrooper Band of Brothers type series? That would go hard.
Well,
You know.
yeah.
Sterling sales would go through the roof. Andrew Ross, it's Waterloo. And we'll round out.
Definitely not Napoleon.
It's not Napoleon. It was a picture of Rod Steiger as Napoleon, so I was kind of
Fair,
right.
fair.
And then rounding out this week, we have Luke Senior, who goes Master and Commander.
Oh, yeah.
Great
Absolutely.
movies there,
Wholeheartedly
folks.
agree with that.
Absolute classics there. Matt, what's your one war film you can't help but recommend to anyone who'll listen?
I had a really interesting conversation with Tony when I interviewed him the other day about the Wild Geese, and he made a really impassioned declaration for why Wild Geese is his favourite movie and one he always comes back to. So listeners will enjoy that conversation, I'm sure. For me, I would agree with Tony that the Wild Geese is one of those ones I always recommend.
For sure.
But Nine Men.
He took the words right out of my mouth.
With a close second being The Steel Bayonet.
Oh,
Because it's got a P in it.
Yeah. See, on one hand, I love saying Nine Men because rarely no
And
one's
theirs
ever
is the
heard of it.
glory.
And theirs is, yeah, Nine Men or theirs is. But usually I say Nine Men because it just always pops into my head. But
Yeah.
long-time listeners will know, maybe new listeners won't. But that movie is there's just something about that movie that is so encapsulating. And we will do way more on it.
Could
at
it be the
some point.
documentary realism that Ealing was using at the time?
Yes. Oh, yes. We need that on a shirt, and we need it's the meat of the bones on the characters that we love on 2 t-shirts. Team Robbie or Team Matt. Pick your battle. But no, it's just a great film. If I win the lottery, I'm buying the rights to it. Like I've decided, I'm going to find out who owns it, and I'm buying the rights.
Yeah. It's great. It's like I don't know. It's just,
And then
it's
I'm
like
doing a shot-for-shot remake.
a shot-for-shot remake. Same beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying this to Tony because I find it so hard when people ask me what my favourite war movie is, because it's so difficult to choose one because the genre is so varied. And it's the same with recommending a film as well. Like, what would you recommend? I mean, what do you enjoy about cinema? What do you like about cinema?
It's
What do you
such
enjoy?
It's
What
an
do you get out of
individual
film?
thing. Yeah.
There's so much that you can recommend within the war movie genre. Do you like character pieces? Do you like action? Do you like romance? Do you like comedy? There's so much within the genre that you can point to. So it's always really hard.
No, it really is. I mean, and I always fall back on stuff like The Cruel Sea and things like that. It's really interesting that most of the movies that we tend to pick, you and me, are kind of from the 50s to the 70s. I don't think we ever go further than that, unless you ask me what my favourite Nam film is, and I go Hamburger Hill 1987, and that's like the one outlier.
Well, this is it, isn't it? If someone asked me what's your favourite modern war movie, I would say Warfare.
Yeah, in the last 5 years, it's Warfare.
What's a modern warfare? What's a modern war movie you would recommend?
Yeah,
and I would say Black Hawk Down or Warfare.
And I think that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. It's your last couple of weeks to get involved in the Double Diamond giveaway, so make sure you go and follow ASOS Brewery.
All you have to do is go on Instagram. If you've got an Instagram account, go on Instagram, follow us, Fighting on Film. You can find us in the search bar. Follow us, and then type into the search bar again, Double Diamond Beer, and then go and follow Double Diamond as well. Now, what we'll do is we'll tally up who's following us and who's following Double Diamond, and then we'll pick some lucky winners for some 4-packs of free Double Diamond beer. And it's delicious. It was approved by my dad the other day when I gave him a can. And he said the next day, that was really nice. And
more senior staff there coming in clutch.
As Robbie knows, he's a stickler when it comes to beers.
He's a discerning man.
He is.
Moss Senior is a discerning gent, and if he's saying Double Diamond is nice, then it must be nice. And trust me, folks, it's lovely. So do get involved in that giveaway, and do join us next week when Matt rides solo on his own. Because I'm currently not at Forth HQ. I'm at my mum's house. All will be revealed next week. So that's a little teaser for everyone as well. What's going on in Rob's life? Oh, we'll have to tune in next week to hear about the wild geese as well. So yeah, a twofer, folks. The assist and the volley. Fantastic.
Wow, Robbie intrigue and a great interview.
I know. It's all they want. What more do they want? And, the wild geese re-release it was absolutely amazing at the cinema. And I'm so excited.
Seeing that on a big screen was a treat.
I'm so excited to hear what Tony had to say when I edited up this week. So do join us again for that one, folks. And then we're into December, and God knows what might happen in December on FOF.
Dirty Dozen TV series December is coming your way.
No, it ain't, folks. No, it bloody ain't. Trust me. I tried to kill the show many times at Christmas, and this year we're going to all be happy for families. So join us next week, folks, for more Fighting on Film. We've not been the listeners.
You've been the listeners. You've been the podcast.
I'm keeping it in. Do join us next week for more Fighting on Film. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.